It true news? Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger found guilty in DUI trial after car accident. Hi, dear friends. It's America from Vogue Fiona YouTube channel. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Please subscribe to my channel. The Real Housewives of Potomac's Karen Huger has received a verdict in her DUI trial 9 months after her Maryland car accident. Huger, 61, was found guilty on nearly all charges except reckless driving. Her rep told People on Wednesday, December 18. She is scheduled to be sentenced on January 29. Although we are disappointed in the jury's verdict, we of course respect their decision and appreciate their time hearing our case, Huger's attorney, A. Scott Bolden, told People in a Wednesday statement. We continue to reserve Mrs. Huger's right to an appeal and intend to fully pursue justice on her behalf. We appreciate your support and prayers for Mrs. Huger and her family at this time. Huger was involved in a car accident in Potomac, Maryland, in March. The Montgomery County Police told TMZ at the time that Huger was driving her 2017 Maserati in an aggressive manner in Potomac, Maryland, when she struck an intersection crosswalk sign and a parking sign. She was not arrested but received multiple citations from police at the time. She was later charged with a DUI and DWI following the accident. Huger released a lengthy statement about her state of mind leading up to the crash. Thank you all for your prayers and well wishes during this very frightening experience. I am still in shock from last night's incident, but grateful to be alive today. With the passing of my beloved mother, grief comes and goes in waves, and with Mother's Day approaching, it has felt more like a tsunami, she told TMZ in March. Last night, I met a girlfriend for dinner. We talked and brought up some very emotionally sensitive topics. I was crying on my way home and saw a car heading right for me. I swerved to avoid the head-on collision, hit the divider and then a tree. I'm hurt, bruised up a bit, but so grateful I am alive. I did receive citations, one of which was unrelated to the incident, which is understandable. But what was most surprising is that the car that almost hit me just drove away. She concluded, I would like to stress, it's important to understand your emotional state when driving, and may this be a reminder to all to use their seatbelts. My mother may be my guardian angel, but the seatbelt saved my life during Huger's trial. Body camera footage showed her saying she was hammered and appearing to slur her words. Multiple witnesses also testified during the trial, including an EMT who claimed that Huger refused treatment at the scene of the accident and swayed when she attempted to. Huger has been an original cast member on The Real Housewives of Potomac since its 2016 premiere. The Bravo reality show is currently in its 9th season, which kicked off in October, and has followed the aftermath of the DUI. Real Housewives of Potomac's Karen Huger, disappointed after being found guilty of DUI, will respect jury decision. Exclusive Karen Huger has been found guilty on nearly all counts after being charged with a DUI in Maryland in March. We are disappointed in the jury's verdict. We of course respect their decision and appreciate their time hearing our case. The Real Housewives of Potomac star's attorney, A. Scott Bolden, tells People exclusively in a statement. Bolden, a partner at Reed Smith Law Firm, adds, we continue to reserve Mrs. Huger's right to an appeal and intend to fully pursue justice on her behalf. We appreciate your support and prayers for Mrs. Huger and her family at this time. After the March 19 incident, Huger, 61, was charged with a DUI and DWI, negligently driving a vehicle in a careless and imprudent manner, endangering property, life, and person, as well as recklessly driving a vehicle in wanton and willful disregard for the safety of persons and property. Other charges include failure to control vehicle speed on the highway to avoid a collision, driving a vehicle in excess of reasonable and prudent speed on the highway, driving a vehicle on the highway with suspended registration, and failure to notify administration of change of address within 30 days. She was found guilty on all charges except reckless driving, her rep tells People. The reality star is scheduled to be sentenced on January 29. a spokesperson for the Montgomery County Police Department, confirmed to PUVLA on March 20 that Huger had been involved in a single-vehicle collision in Potomac. Law enforcement said the television personality crossed a median and struck multiple street signs, but was not injured at the time of the crash. Authorities also reportedly told TMZ, who was first to report the news, that Huger was allegedly driving in an aggressive manner and very fast before the collision. At the time of the incident, she was not arrested, however. She received several citations during Huger's first day in court on Tuesday, December 17. Witnesses described what they noticed, with one man stating that Huger's car allegedly smelled like alcohol, per Fox 5 DC. A volunteer EMT who responded to the scene said Huger did not want treatment and swayed when trying to step into the ambulance. Inside the vehicle, the EMT said Huger allegedly told them to "f off" and "go f yourselves" several times. Minutes later, she complimented a female firefighter, telling her, "You're so beautiful," the EMT said. The jury also saw body cam footage on Tuesday, where one officer was seen telling Huger she was hammered, a claim she called bulls, in the footage. Huger broke her silence on the incident in a statement to TMZ on March 20. The reality star, whose parents died within 7 months of each other in 2017, said she was experiencing a moment of grief the evening of the crash. "With the passing of my beloved mother, grief comes and goes in waves. And with Mother's Day approaching, it has felt more like a tsunami," she said. "Last night I met a girlfriend for dinner. We talked and brought up some very emotionally sensitive topics. I was crying on my way home and saw a car heading right for me," she continued. "I swerved to avoid the head-on collision, hit the divider, and then a tree. I'm hurt, bruised up a bit, but so grateful I am alive. I did receive citations, one of which was unrelated to the incident, which is understandable, but what was most surprising is that the car that almost hit me just drove away." Huger concluded by reminding fans to understate your emotional state before getting behind the wheel, crediting her mother, whom she called her guardian angel, and her seatbelt for saving her life. Real Housewives star Karen Huger found guilty on DUI, negligent driving charges. MD. Karen Huger, a star on Bravo's The Real Housewives of Potomac, was found guilty Wednesday of 5 out of 6 charges stemming from a March car crash in Potomac, Maryland, including the lead charge of driving under the influence, DUI. Huger, 61, could face up to 2 years in prison. The jury convicted Huger of DUI, negligent driving, failure to control speed to avoid a collision, and failure to notify authorities of an address change. She was acquitted of reckless driving. The charges arose from a late-night crash on March 19, 2024, in which Huger allegedly drove her Maserati into a pole near Oakland Drive. Witness testimony and body camera footage presented during the trial painted a vivid picture of the incident. An emergency medical technician testified that Huger swayed on her feet, refused treatment, and verbally lashed out at first responders. Body camera footage showed Huger slurring her speech and cursing at officers, refusing a breathalyzer, and declining to take a field sobriety test. Huger's defense presented 2 witnesses, including her cousin, who testified that Huger was emotionally distressed but did not sound impaired when they spoke on the phone shortly before the crash. Prosecutors argued that Huger's behavior, captured on body camera footage and corroborated by witnesses, demonstrated clear signs of intoxication. Huger's attorneys had previously sought to dismiss the case, claiming the evidence was obtained through an illegal search and seizure. But the motion was denied. The case has drawn significant attention, with fans and critics of the reality TV star closely watching the proceedings. Huger's sentencing on January 29 will determine whether she faces jail time or other penalties for the convictions. Know more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.